How's everything coming? Well, hello there. Welcome to the party. I'm your host, Hugh Hefner, and I'm glad you could join us. We're going to have kind of a fun, special evening tonight. Peter Rivera is here. Carol Burnett's going to be coming by a little later, and I hope you like your eggs scrambled.
Evening, Hugh.
Jack Cassidy.
How are you?
Glad you could join us. Just in time for the eggs.
Yummies for the tummy.
And to get things started, Buddy Rich is over by the drums, and he's going to back up Hal Frazier in a wild number. Buddy?
There are girls just right for some kissing, and I mean to kiss me a few. Boy, those girls don't know what they're missing. There's such a lot of living to do, and there's wine all ready for tasting. Cadillacs shiny and new. I've gotta move. Time is a wasting. There's such a lot of living to do. There's music to play, places to go, people to see, everything for you and me. Life's a ball, if only you know it, and it's all just waiting for you. You're alive, come on and show it. There's such a lot of living to do. To play, places to go, people to see, everything for you and me. Life's a ball if only you know it, and it's all just waiting for you. You're alive, come on and show it. There's such a lot of living to do. There's such a lot of living to do.
You know you're really quite a dish. You're what a guy might call delish. You've got an awful lot of class. You're packed as solid as a knish. But every time I make a pass, I get the well-known freezeroo. What's the bit, kid? I admit, kid, I can't figure you. You're the woman for the man who has everything. Let me show you how to live. Girls who get are girls who give. You're the woman for the man who has everything. I'm a man who has everything, everything but you. Sweetheart, what are you fighting it for? Can't deny it, though. The old chemistry's getting to you. Hubba, hubba. At every opening night, I'm there. Head waiters know me everywhere. Of course, it's freebies all the way. A check for me, they wouldn't dare. A chick is seen with me today. Tomorrow Hefner starts to call. So relax, kid. This is Max, kid. Don't give me a stall. You're the woman for the man who has everything. You're the type that I adore. So I fight it anymore. You're the woman for the man who has everything. I'm a man who has everything. Share it all with me. You ever know I used to be quite a hooker before I started to sing my way into America's hearts?
break a leg, Max.
Sorry, sweetheart. Never do requests. I've got a color TV set that isn't on the market yet. I've got a hideaway in Quag. It has a view you won't forget. You have a drink and watch the fog. I have this chink who cooks the end. Let's drive out, sweets. I've no doubt, sweets, you and I will blend. You're the woman for the man who has everything. Why not give old Max a try? He's a pretty decent guy. You're the woman for the man who has everything. And for the man who has everything, only the best will do. So why can't I have you?
Well, Jack, that was super.
You're right, Hugh. You're right. Actually, ironically enough, speaking of super, I had the pleasure of singing that show in a show called Superman, written by Dr. Charles Strauss and Dr. Lee Adams.
I'll sit with us tonight. Why don't we sit down and talk to Chuck a little bit?
Perfect. I'll move my props. I thought I was great, didn't you, Charlie? Yes. I'll go over that.
I think you had everything. I really. And Charles, I'm delighted that you were able to join us.
You know, Charles and his partner Lee Adams have written an incredible amount of songs for smash musicals, haven't you, Charles?
Oh, yes. Well, Applause, of course, which is, the Tony winner.
Applause is our latest
this year.
show, yeah.
Is that on Broadway, Charlie?
What?
Yeah.
Yes,
But also Golden Boy, Superman. And I don't know how many of the kids are aware of it, but I understand you did the score for Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, yeah.
You also did the score for Shoestring Review.
Shoestring, well, the show that you were in was Bye Bye Birdie.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
Did you write that? Yes, you did.
my item.
Well, it's really kind of a Broadway evening tonight. I almost feel as though we're sitting around waiting for the reviews to come in on a...
Oh.
You never went to Birdie's opening?
No, this is the first time you know that. No. I went to one opening night, and that was...
Well, I know that Michael Stewart, the gentleman that wrote Dolly and Birdie and many other shows, he usually takes off for Cannes on opening night. I mean, he never sees it, but I...
Well, that's
do.
where Charlie was. He was in the camp.
If you're gonna take off, that's the place to go, I guess.
I did go to the opening of Applause because Lauren Bacall said, if I don't go to the opening, she's not going to the opening.
Well, Broadway, that's one of the unique things in show business. Broadway is unique to the extent that you can work for months in preparing a show, and then it all
comes on one night. And I'll tell you, the worst thing of all was Cheetah and I did a show in London, the London edition of Bye Bye Birdie, and there they have, I believe, 17 newspapers. At least in New York, there are maybe 6, or there were 6 when we did Birdie. There are, I think, 14 or 17,
Mm-hmm.
and if you sit and read them all, and they pride themselves on really tearing you apart, you can really
leave a basket case.
You can be a basket case. I can't forget some of the critics saying that I wrote highly forgettable music, and that, that Birdie was a dreary this. Or, do you remember?
Yeah.
And yet we won the critics. We won the critics award over there.
I had a wonderful...
Excuse
me. Go
No,
ahead.
that's right.
I had a review from Walter Kerr, and I did a show called Wish You Were Here.
Yes.
I was back in it was in the early 50s. And Mr. Kerr he was the critic for the Tribune at that time. And he said, Mr. Cassidy, in his portrayal of Chick Miller in Wish You Were Here, is trying desperately to look like the posters in the lobby, and I think he's achieved it.
Some of the reviews have become such classics that they're better remembered than the shows themselves.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, Madge Evans! Madge!
Sorry, they told me you'd all be out.
Just came straight from wardrobe, didn't
She
you?
comes in occasionally and cleans up for her. Well, you started out on Broadway, off Broadway, and you've been doing the TV scene out on the West Coast for many, many years. Do you miss doing the live shows? Do you miss
No.
Broadway? Not at all.
No, we do have an audience at our show.
Mm-hmm.
And
Isn't that a fixed crowd, though,
a
essentially?
fixed crowd. What do you mean? No, they're nice people who write in a year in advance for tickets.
All those
Oh,
wheelchairs out in the lobby.
Relatives and
sick.
That woman that sent in the song wasn't fixed, was it?
Oh no, there's a lady who she came to the show, and she raised her hand and she said, "I've written a song for you."
Mm-hmm.
So I called her up on stage and I said, "Well, sing it." And she said, "No, I want you to sing it." And there was something about her, and maybe it was her name. It was Sue Vogelsanger was her name, and she was a school teacher, I think, and she was quite appealing and sweet, and I don't know why, and everybody wanted to kill me on the show because we hadn't heard the song or anything. I said, "I'll do it." And so we staged it, and she and her husband flew back out to California. We gave it a big old production, and they came out, and she was all in tears, and the whole thing, we did a whole big old number.
She's still singing about
well, the one thing, as we were commenting, the one thing that's unique about Broadway is that it all really stands or falls on a single evening with the preparation for months beforehand.
On a single paper, strangely enough.
Yeah, well, that's at least there's an advantage. You mentioned London with more papers. At least there are more critics. One of the things about
The worker can hurt you.
New York is that it's a handful of papers and mostly just one.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you ordinarily do you know beforehand whether you have a hit or a flop? In other words, do you ever get into a situation in which you're sure that you got a hit, and then
Yes.
after opening night you realize that
I was
it's
in a show
disaster?
called Marinka, which was a smash out of town. Everybody's still humming it, actually.
Only
It was. They said it was another Oklahoma. They said that about Sadie Thompson too. We lasted 5 weeks.
The shows I've been connected with, each one was different. In Bye Bye Birdie, we knew, I think we were a smash, because out of town it was.
Yes, but the owner of the Martin Beck Theater didn't, did he?
No, but we did.
Because he had booked us into the theater for, I think, about 2 or 3 months at the most, and they were going to kick
Then
us
we had
out.
to vacate the
They figured we'd
theater.
be,
They were sure nothing was going to happen.
Golden Boy was always a hit because Sammy was a sensational draw.
Sammy's so strong.
But actually, out of town, we did so much rewriting, and the show was in disastrous trouble for a long time.
That's something that I'd like to say, which is owing to the fact that it is a salute. It's your day today, Charlie.
Oh, I wouldn't call it that exactly.
The joyous thing, you can always tell, and Carol knows this too, having worked together in a show. We did a show together in New York. The pressure writers out of town who can come up with the right material that is in keeping with the original theme, and it doesn't sound strange or foreign, put into a show.
You're talking about the doctoring? You mean
Yes,
you mean
Charlie
after
and
the
Lee are
rewriting?
marvelous
Yes.
closet pressure writers, and there aren't few. It's a mark of a pro, and they're marvelous.
That's a great compliment.
about that.
We wrote a lot in stock. It's a form of theater where it's part of a resort area, and that's where Carol
That's
and
where
I
we first met.
where
Is that
Carol and I
Gentlemen?
first met.
You've
We
worked
wrote-
together.
Green
Yes,
Mansion.
Green Mansion.
we worked together in a place called Green Mansions.
There we did
We did a
a
lot of
musical
failures,
review.
but a lot of
Which
good
becomes
things.
becomes experience.
We did an original musical review, a variety show, a play, and an opera a week.
A week.
4 different
That's
I don't
true.
mean the same ones each time. Each week would be a different
Lee
one.
Adams and I had to write every week a new review. Now that meant an opening number, a boy-girl song, 1 or 2 comedy numbers, a trio, and a closing number. And it was very hard. And we did the orchestrations and everything. The point being that it was a lot of fun, but the further point being that we somehow got honed by
So
failure.
working under that kind of pressure.
And,
And
the
you
thing
were
is,
in
too,
opera there?
I was
Wasn't
in
it?
opera.
She was in there, yes.
No,
She did everything. That's where she cleaned
Sure,
up.
yeah, no, and what was so funny, too, is the fact that all these people who come up to Green Mansions, they're like secretaries and people who save for all year for these 2 weeks to get a husband. And it's all the singles weekend, so that if the show isn't good, they don't pay to get in. It's just a feature
they're a
of the
captive
resort.
audience.
Actually, there's a
therefore, they go out in a
forerunner to
canoe
your
if it
world.
stinks.
They're a very tough audience.
Oh, it's the toughest audience.
Because they're there only for sex.
They were great for me. And Saturday night was what we called slave market night. All these single girls would stand on one side of this huge hall with a wonderful Casa Loma orchestra. And we'd stand on the other, and they'd say, "Now!" And we'd all run. I always ended up with the band leader. I don't know.
But that's another story.
Well, you know, there is a great song that Charles and Lee wrote from Bye Bye Birdie, but he didn't write it for me. Why didn't you write it for me, Charles?
People would have talked.
You never sang it.
Sing it, sing it.
Sing it? I might remember lyrics. Eyes are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. I said, put on a happy face. Take off that gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. They got a pleasant outlook. Take out that noble chin. Wipe off that full of doubt look. Slap on a happy grin. And when sunshine plays, just put on a happy face. Come over here with me. Put on a happy face. Put on a happy face. Take off that gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your style. You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. I knew a man so gloomy, he wouldn't laugh or sing. He wouldn't listen to me. Now he's a mean old thing. So spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face.
Very difficult.
I would guess it would be. Buddy Rascal, I understand you're going to be taking a tour this fall. It's going to put you behind the Iron Curtain.
You silly fellow, you're right.
They going to let you back out again?
Back out of what?
Behind the Iron Curtain? You're going into what, Czechoslovakia?
Czechoslovakia and then New York.
That's it? That's the whole thing?
No, we're going to be away about 3 months. We're going to all through Paris, and all through France, all through Italy, and I'm all through.
Yes,
I'm
right.
finished.
Was this the first time? Have you done that thing behind the...
No, we're usually in front of the curtain, but this time we're going to be
We're
behind it.
the curtain
Right.
is going to stay down
That's
the whole
it. Very
show.
good. And then we're going to London. The scene of another triumph, like this.
What happened in London?
Sit down, Jack. You're not in this segment.
I'll be the judge.
If I know you, you'll be in it. Right. Yes, what else would you want to ask?
Well, I'm just kind of intrigued with the have you worked the Iron Curtain before?
No,
I mean,
never. Never. As a matter of
what
fact...
kind of reaction you're going to get?
Oh, it'll be thrilling like every place we play.
Saying
It'll just be great. Just one big hit.
See, I like show business.
Why don't you get in it sometime? That's right. That's right. Who is this guy, anyhow? He's been here all night.
Wonderful person.
Isn't it?
I want you to take a look at these knuckles.
Take a look at these knuckles, folks. They go with my wrist.
That looks like what looks like arthritis here is Buddy. You know, Buddy is a brown belt. In all seriousness, Buddy is a karate expert.
I didn't know that.
That's why I mentioned it, because I knew you'd want to.
Right. Well, I've been studying now for 5 years, and I've been knocked down every time I've tried to use it.
So you don't know how good you are because you keep getting...
Well, I'm going to practice with you-know-who in a little while.
Why, are you offended because of my looks?
No, I just can't stand you. What else did you have to say? Please stay out.
I don't know. They got to turn the card.
Turn the... Oh, there it's turned. It says, you say... Hooray! That's one in a row for you, Hef. Right. Right. You say, you know, Hef, everybody here seems to be doing Charles Strauss numbers. And I'll be darned, I'm going to get a chance to play one, too. Okay. Isn't that a thrill?
Yeah.
I'd like to play one of your big hits, Stardust. Let me see. Do you want me to play now? You want me to play?
I'd like you to play now. Why don't you play one, see if we know what it is?
Go ahead, buddy. You want to sing along with Rich?
You going to give us a number here to see if we know what it is?
Right. Yes, sir.
What was that, George?
What was that? It's great. That's what it is.
Before my time, I think.
That's right.
That's
a
sounds
beautiful
like-
lyric, too. Before my time, da-da-da-da-da-da.
That sounds like Workout from Golden Boy.
Work out from Golden
Because they
Boy.
got my card up. I knew what that was.
Well, I didn't play it yet.
Oh. Well, how about doing it now?
Would you like to hear it now?
I'd love to hear
You
it
were
now.
reading my cards, you silly fellow. Right?
Do it.
We'll do Workout.
Okay. Prize of the evening. Claudia Jennings, our Playmate of the Year for 1970.
Oh, marvelous.
And as an added attraction, Connie Kresge, our Playmate of 1969.
Really? That was a pretty good year, too.
Your night, Charlie, and here it is, sweetheart. Sing it, Tommy. Hit it. Sing a little harder.
You know, Charles, everyone has been singing their favorite songs. And I must say that, your songs and Lee's songs are so fabulous. I have one that I am really fond of. Do you mind if I sing it? I want it, because I want to get off this van. This is the life. Here's where the living is. This is the life. Baby, you're there. How about you?
Nothing but class.
Charlie.
That's how it's gonna be. This is the life.
Jack?
Yeah. Baby, you're improvable. It won't take long. Mountains can be movable if the spirit's strong. Yes, you've got possibilities, baby, even a lot. You've got possibilities you don't even know. You've got
Frankie from Bye Bye Birdie. Yeah.
One girl, one special girl, one girl to go with, talk with and walk with. One girl, that's the, I just scared myself. Oh, it will be
Mr. Buddy Rich in one of his few vocal appearances.
Yeah, tell us,
Kids,
stories.
I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Kids who can understand anything they say. Kids, they're such disobedient, disrespectful oafs. You're hanging me up. Noisy, crazy, sloppy, lazy, loafers. And while we're on the subject, oh, God, is he great? Oh,
Just get into it. Oh, it's something. Yeah. I want to say something. We've been saying favorite songs. A lot of my favorite singers are around the piano today, and Hal Frazier is one of them. Frankie's another. Hal, how about doing a little bit of Jack Cassidy?
Come on, Jack.
Thank you and good night, folks. From Golden. This truly is one of my favorite songs.
Honey, life could be so great for us. Here's our chance, it's not too late for us. Grab it fast or life won't wait for us. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Yeah.
How about everybody? These guys are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not your side.
Charles, I've never been in any of your shows, but in fact, I haven't been in any Broadway shows for that matter. But I do one of your songs in my nightclub act, Once Upon a Time.
Ah, yes. A hit song from a near-hit show.
Well, it's never missed for me. It's a great tune from, what's All American?
All American, yeah.
Would you mind if I did it here?
I'd love
No?
it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Once upon a time, a girl with moonlight in her eyes put her hand in mine and said she loved me so, but that was once upon a time, very long ago. Once upon a hill we sat beneath a willow tree, counting all the stars and waiting for the dawn. But that was once upon a time. Now the tree is gone. How the breeze ruffled through her hair. How we always laughed as though tomorrow wasn't there. We were young and didn't have a care. Where did it go? Once upon a time,
the world was sweeter than we knew. Everything was ours. How happy we were then. But somehow, once upon a time, never comes again.
Great, Hal.
Thanks.
That was terrific.
Well, welcome to the party.
Thank you, Hal. You
Your
know,
man, Hal Frazier, really does a wild job, and I seems to sing better every day. I don't know whether you know it, but
it's a
in
kind of
truth,
interesting...
Don Adams is managing Hal.
The Francis Lasvogel of our crowd.
Except for that, he's still got a great career.
There's an interesting story about that song.
There is.
That Buddy and I go a long way back. We go
Nobody
back
knows
to
me as Buddy, by the way.
Charles.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, Buddy here is Buddy Rich.
Well, Charles and I hate Charles.
Oh,
I'm going to call you Buddy because that's what I always called you. We were at a place called Green Mansions, which I understand that you've talked about before
With Carol, yeah,
on the show with Carol. This goes back 1957 when Buddy wrote, Lee and Charles wrote
All those guys
this
wrote.
song. This was before it was published, and we used it in an original musical comedy up at Green
And
Mansions.
you were going with your...
I was going with my wife.
You know what?
No, we're very happily, still happily married. I was going with her at the time, and it was our song. Now, what happened was that I fell in love with the song, Dorothy and I, and I wanted the song to be published. I wanted it to be recorded so badly that every television show that I went on, I kept asking everybody to please sing the song, record the song. And I went to all the singers, Andy Williams and Perry Como, and finally I went to Tony Bennett, and I said, Tony, you've got to record this song. It's a great song. This was before All American. So Tony Bennett says, it's great. I'll do it. I'll record the song. So Tony said, now, I've got this great song for the A side. Now, what will I get for the B side? So some guy came up and said, here, this is something. I left my heart in San Francisco. I left my heart in San Francisco. I said, what? That's the difference. Put it on the B side. So the story is that I Left My Heart in San Francisco was the B side of Once Upon a Time and sold 1 million records, of which Buddy made $1 million. Now, the other part of the story is that Buddy and Lee wrote another song called I've Got a Lot of Living to Do, which is on the other side of Louis Armstrong's Hello, Dolly. How's that for two reverse sides?
But it sold a lot on its own, too.
$86 million.
Which song got the free ride?
Right, that's the mystery.
But
It does seem to me you auditioned once for a show that Lee and I wrote.
I seem to remember you asking me that. But that's right. I did, yes. I did audition. All American. You told Josh Logan about me, and I can't sing, so I couldn't sing. So
But
you said
did
to me,
your Mr. Football routine.
right, I came down and did the football coach for Josh Logan, and it was for the part of the coach in the play. And then he said, you said you'll have to sing a song. And I said, but I can't sing. I said, what should I sing? He said, sing something loud. So I didn't know any songs, so the song that I picked out was Buckle Down, Winsaki, Buckle Down.
Buckle down, Winsaki.
And I remember that Josh Logan said, what are you going to sing? And I said, Buckle Down, Winsaki. And Josh Logan got up from the seat in the theater, and he got into the aisle. I remember that. And he said, go ahead. And I said to the piano player, go ahead, sing Buckle Down. And I started to sing, and he started to walk up the aisle. And I said, is anything wrong? He said, no, I just want to hear if the voice carried. He said, sing it a little louder. And I was screaming, Buckle Down, right out the street and down the block. And that was the end of the thing.
You did get a chance.
Shut up, Jack. We didn't ask you. Now we're having a nice conversation.
Tommy, do you know Buckle Down, Winsaki?
Huh?
Could you play that? I'd like to hear Don
I don't know the
Adams'
words.
version.
Do I?
My my favorite tune. Buckle down, Winsaki.
Could we send a wire to get Josh Logan to watch this show?
No, but I'm walking out of the apartment.
Are there any words to this?
No, but
I think if you look up there,
oh, there it
may
is.
come to you.
Okay, just off in the distance. Go ahead, give me a. I don't know that song. He don't know Buckle Down.
He sings it as a waltz.
All right. Oh, you give me a little something that I got. Okay, go. Get rid of this. Buckle down, Winsaki, buckle down. You can win, Winsaki, if you knuckle down. You can make them wrecks if you break their necks. You can win, Winsaki, if you buckle down.
What happened?
That's all the words you got?
That's a very short version.
John,
That was pretty good.
I was willing to
Could I sing Once Upon a Time?
You just did.
Shut up. Sitting there trying to think up something.
I can understand why you didn't get the job.
Yes.
You had that suit on at the time.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to find the cards, Jack, and you keep going in.
Find my
All
cards.
joking aside, Charles.
Yes.
Hold it down. Getting steamy. All joking aside, Charles, I do want to congratulate you on your new smash hit. Hold it up, dummy. Applause.
Well, we've been talking about all of your shows tonight, and especially Applause, which is the most recent hit. Could we get you to do a little something from it?
Yeah, I'll do a few songs.
That's what my card said. I had to say that.
Oh, you're pushy.
Yes. At my party, I'm very pushy.
All right.
You're beginning to sting me, Jack. I'll tell you that right
Tight
now.
as strawberry. Go ahead.
I'll sing a few songs from Applause. What is it that we're living for? Applause, applause. Nothing I know brings on the glow like sweet applause. You're thinking you're through, that nobody cares. Then suddenly you hear it starting, and somehow you're in charge again, and it's a ball. Trumpets all sing, life seems to swing, and you're the king of it all, 'cause you've had a taste of the sound that says love. Applause, applause, applause. I'll do a few more. This is one that Lauren Bacall sings in the show. I'll just play part of it. It's called Hurry Back. Hurry back.
There's a guy wrote it, doesn't know his own words.
Hurry back. Hurry back. It's no life at all when you're not here to hold me. Hurry back. Hurry back. What's the point of doing crazy things when you're not here to scold me? Honey, hurry back. Hurry back. When I get you here, I'll give you so much love, you'll never leave me. Believe me, hurry back. Another song. This is Lauren Bacall's first song in this show. I feel groggy and weary and tragic, punchy and bleary and fresh out of magic, but alive, but alive, but alive. I feel twitchy and bitchy and manic, calm and collected and choking with panic, but alive, but alive, but alive. I'm 1,000 different
people, every single one is real. I've a million different feelings, okay, but at least I feel. And I feel rotten, yet covered with roses. Younger than springtime and older than Moses. Lazy as a clam, docile as a lamb. Crazy, but I am alive. And then, after which, this is Tony Bennett's new record, by the way, from the show. It's called Think How It's Gonna Be. Dry your pretty eyes and let me have a smile. Think how it's gonna be when we're together again. I'll just do a little bit because I'm gonna finish. 'Cause that's the thing we're living for. Applause, applause. Trumpets all sing, life seems to swing, and you're the king of it all. 'Cause you've had a taste of the sound that says love. Applause, applause. Applause, applause. Applause, applause, applause.
Well, one of the sad things about hosting a party is you come to that time of the evening when the guests have to leave. I'm sorry it's that time now, but remember we'll be here again next week. Hope to see you then. Till then, good night.
Well, Charles, did you ever think that you'd wind up at a party with Hugh Hefner?
I didn't know we were going to wind up together.
Oh, Hugh Hefner. Me appearing at a party with Hugh
Who Hefner?
Fortunate as we. Every guy and gal, you ready for this? Loves Barbie, Benton's pie. Everybody, what's his name?
TWA 747, the ultimate encounter in elegance. Wide aisles, oversized seats, meals on request, and your choice of movies. Designed by passengers for passengers. Somehow you feel more important on TWA.